Nailed it.
Nailed it. First try.
Yes.
Super definitely.
Right. Totally didn't edit out the
first try.
Yes. What's up, guys?
Hey, Disney fans.
We
It's been
are
a bit.
back. Yes, we are back with more DisneyCasts. Yeah, I'm sorry. We promised a whole lot other DisneyCasts we were going to do a couple months ago, and it didn't end up happening. I'm sorry.
But we're back now to talk about Monsters at Work.
Yes. Finally, we're gonna finish off the Monsters Inc. franchise saga. If you guys are new, we've already talked about Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. So if you guys haven't seen those, we'll leave a link in the description to those reviews. Also leave a list to the playlist of our other Disney cast reviews. We talk about other Disney films as well. So check those out if you haven't. But yeah, joining with me today is my girlfriend, aka the Val to my Tyler Tuskman, Shay.
So work buds?
You work buds, sure. Even though we're not work buds. We don't work the same place. But
we do not. I work in a bakery.
Yeah,
so.
And I work at Amazon, so yeah. But,
anyway.
But yeah, we're going to talk about Monsters at Work. This is the Monsters Inc. spin-off series show on Disney Plus. So
10 episodes, about 20 minutes each, if you don't count the 5 minutes of credits that are at the end of every
oh my god,
one.
the credits for these shows are like so long.
I skipped over all of those. I watched the comedy class clips, and then next episode.
It's the same thing with the Marvel shows. Like, why are the credits so freaking long? Even the opening credits, they take 40 seconds to show us the Marvel Studios intro, even though we already know it's a Marvel show. Why are we doing this? Anyway, so
besides the point.
Yeah, so when it comes to Monsters Inc., we love the first Monsters Inc. It's a great movie.
And I would say that is still the top for the franchise.
Yeah, I don't think there's much debate on that. Because Monsters University...
Not as good.
Yeah.
And the Monsters at Work, not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect with this show, to be honest. It just came out of nowhere. I was hoping that maybe it'll give us more of what we wanted to see from a Monsters Inc. sequel.
I don't think it really did that.
Well, it kind of did.
Kind of.
And it kind of didn't.
Relying a lot on gimmicks about the characters,
Yeah.
The same shtick every episode about Val, remembering something that Tyler doesn't remember from college, and Fisk being mispronouncing words, and then someone going else this word, and he's like, oh yeah, a different word that's doesn't mean the same thing at all, and Cutter talking about how someone tragically died in an accident at the factory, and no one ever... They just breeze right through those.
Yeah. So this felt like an amalgamation of the first movie and University, as far as tone and structure. I mean, we are back at the factory
That's true.
Factory again. We're back at Monsters Inc. So it's that's good. We're actually seeing the aftermath of the first movie.
Yeah.
They're turning into a laughing, factory instead of a scaring factory. So we actually see how they
make that transition.
Yeah, Mike.
A little clumsily.
Yeah, a little clumsily. It seemed very they just threw it on Mike and Sully. Oh, they're the new owners of the factory, and they're running everything.
We knew that they would Sully would be running stuff based on the end of the first one.
That's true.
So we did know that. But yeah, they kind of just throw that in there real quick. I don't really see how Roz got to be the one that made that decision, but whatever.
Yeah, because she's
I also don't know how Fungus isn't in jail also for being involved in the whole, Scream extractor thing and knowing Randall's evil plan and that he was in it with Water News. He's just,
he was
forced. Part of the gang now.
He was forced to do it by Randall. It wasn't his choice.
Sure, but he was compliant.
That is true. So that's
what the thing I was thinking of. So they're just cool with Fungus now, even though he was doing all that. And then
Sure.
they take a really long time to bring up the adorable snowman.
Oh yeah,
That's
he's
what they're
in
calling
this.
Abominable. But like,
Yeah.
Mike and Sully met him and should have known that he was wrongfully banished, and they don't bother to like do anything about that for like the month it takes for Tyler to find him.
Yeah.
A little messed up.
And then,
whatever.
Then Roz, who she doesn't run Monsters Inc. as you said, so I don't know how she's making decisions like that.
Yeah, she's like, I've consulted with the board and the Child Detection Agency, and they've decided you are in charge now. But then she's involved with a different organization later in the show.
Yes.
What is it? Merc?
Merc.
The Monsters Energy Resource something.
Center? I don't know.
I don't know.
Really. And then she sends her twin sister Rose to
Did
be.
it say twin?
I don't know.
Rose.
Rose. It's a sibling.
And Roz.
Rose and Roz sibling. They're siblings. They pretty much look alike, except Rose has red hair. So I'm like,
same voice.
Yeah.
Mike is convinced they are the same person. They never appear at the same time in the show.
That is true. So
that is true.
that theory is
really
still out
the same
there.
Person? Woo.
Yeah. Well, I know that was trying to be funny, but what was the point of that?
They had too many, like, jokes in this. That they kept just, like, running jokes about that, about, someone dying tragically in the factory, and now they have, like, Cutter has her little shrines to all of them, and there were too many. And the two, janitors who were always yelling at each other, they had to do it, like, every episode, and too many.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a show about comedy. They're learning how to be funny.
It is a show about comedy, but they were making all the characters very one-dimensional. Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shouldn't they be multifaceted beings? Apparently not.
Multifaceted beings? That's a little stretch, even
for
the first movie.
They couldn't just be like, oh, this is the only aspect of their personality, or we're making Mike so jokey that we don't remember that he had serious moments in the first film.
Few and far between.
Yeah.
But yes, but you were right about that. He did have really more serious moments in that there. I don't think there's one serious moment.
I don't think so either.
Any of them. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, this show's This show's I don't know.
I have no desire to rewatch it.
I don't either. Like, the first time I watched this, which was like a couple weeks before we're doing this, I literally forgot about the show a few days later.
It's like, what happened in each episode? It's still pretty fresh in my mind since I watched it yesterday.
So yeah, I guess you can refresh me on certain important plot
Is anything
points.
important?
Not really.
Not really.
It just feels like a lot of filler. There's not really like a conflict. Like a serious conflict.
It's like hijinks in the factory. So they center it around Tyler Tuskman, who's just graduated from MU.
Yeah.
And he's been accepted into the scarer position at Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
And then he arrives to find out that, the day before, they've switched over to Laugh Power, and so he can no longer be a scarer. And so he gets put onto the Monsters, Inc. Facilities team, or miffed.
Miffed. Pause right there.
He's pretty miffed about it.
Boom. Ching! That's nice one. Nice one. Okay, so let's pause right there. Mm-hmm. How was nobody aware that they turned to laughing power? Wouldn't they be informed of that?
Apparently not.
Okay, and how long does this take after the first movie?
Well, it seemed like it was pretty immediate.
Okay, so maybe I'll give them a little bit of leeway because this happened instantly, which is okay. That's whatever. But it just seemed very strange that word didn't go out a little faster.
Yeah.
But that's
Waternoose got arrested.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And now you're here in this factory Monday morning to report for your new job. And your job doesn't exist anymore. Sorry, kid.
Oh, yep. You gotta relearn.
Yeah, so you can relate to a lot of the college students or college graduates of today who can't get a job in their field.
Bam.
Laugh so I don't cry.
Yeah, how's that biology job working? The job
you
search.
Know exactly how.
It's going great, guys. But
anyway,
my film career, it's going off excellently right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway. So instead of having Mike and Sully be the main characters, they're becoming supporting characters to this Tyler Tuskman guy.
Yeah.
I
didn't really like that. I don't really like Tyler.
He is so bland. Annoying, bland. Like...
And, like, if you're gonna mess your job up that much, because there's, like, a mess up every episode. It's, like, the thing they do the whole time. It's like, oh no, Tyler messed something up, and now he's gotta back himself out of the situation. If you messed up that many times in quick succession at your new job, they're really gonna keep you around? Really?
It's okay.
You cause a major power outage in Monstropolis because you're fighting with your coworker over petty bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
And then you try and cover it up. And then you throw a guy through not a banishment door, a vacation door. And then he just is cool about it when he gets back.
Yeah, he's just, I needed that vacation, you know.
You're just gonna get a warning this time.
Warning next time, and it's like, oh my.
It's not like you knocked me out and then threw me through the door for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then when he's taking classes to learn how to be funny.
Yeah, comedy class.
He's failing like 20 times.
Yeah, he's auditioned many, many times. They're calling them jokesters now instead of scarers because they're working on gigawatts. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what they called it before. Just scare power, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And so he fails 20 times and they never be like, okay, sorry, gotta go.
Well, I mean, Miss Flint does. She's like, you're done. But then... they have Mini Monster Day, and he happens to make her daughter laugh, and now he gets another shot.
Yay. That's great.
Well, the only way it can be funny is with donuts on his horns.
I mean, okay, now let's talk about that for a second, because before that, he was dealing with a bunch of slapstick before then, and the kids didn't react.
Yeah.
But it takes donuts.
Donuts are the magic ingredient.
The magic ingredient.
The funny equation.
Yeah, so it was like, what? Okay, all right.
Sure, whatever. We'll allow it.
Yeah, sure. Tyler is just... There's potential to make this an interesting story. Do we necessarily have to have Mike and Sully be the main characters? No, even though it'd probably be more better.
I always hate when a sequel or like a spin-off is like about a different character.
I guess, but it's like
it's never as good.
No, but it's like there are instances where it could still work, you know? Like, I guess if we talk about, Star Wars, which is another property owned by Disney. Mm-hmm. They tried that with Rey, Finn, and Poe. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about those sequel trilogies, but I think what they were doing with them and having the original characters be like a mentor role, I could see that work, I thought that was handled a little bit better in this. The problem with this is that Tyler's just not interesting.
Yeah.
He's just so bland.
That's just it, isn't it?
Yep. And then it's like just
no redeeming qualities.
Right, and then there's just so many contrived ways of him just like figuring out a way to, become a jokester. It's like a lot of convenient stuff happens to him, being like, even though he messes up so many times, he's still able to become a jokester at the end. I'm just like, I don't know, just some things that just didn't feel earned.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it would have been more impactful if because when he goes to Monsters Inc., he's appointed to what was the name of their MIFT.
The Monsters Inc. facilities team.
So yeah, so they're the ones that
they maintain the factory, fix things that break.
Right. And
they seem to spend a lot of time just in their break room doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's not too much you can really do with this, outside of that. I mean, I actually I was expecting them to, expand a little bit more on how they keep maintenance on the factory, but they don't really.
No, it's just Tyler messing shit up and then them having to go fix it.
You're like, okay, great. Is this what we're gonna be doing?
Well, he slowly bonds with the team.
Yeah, which is like.
Besides, he wants to be a mifter after all.
Yeah.
And then Val's like, nah, bud. You wanted to be a jokester. You're gonna keep doing that. And then she transfers 2 out of Mift, leaving them with just 3 people.
Yeah, which I don't know how productive they could be with just 3 people, but
Never did anything anyway.
Well, that's true. That's very true. Okay, as far as the Myth team,
Mm-hmm.
I actually did like them. They're honestly the best part of the show.
I like Cutter.
Cutter.
No nonsense.
Yeah. I actually did like Val. I thought she
That
was
was fine.
funny. She did remind me a lot of Dory.
Yeah.
Kinda. I mean, she doesn't suffer short-term memory loss as bad as Dory, but she did have
Like the
those
same kind of personality.
hyperactive,
Mm-hmm.
personality, stuff like that. So I found him really likable. And then, well, who was the head of their team? I forget his name.
Isn't it like Frisk is his name or something?
Something like that. He was. Yeah, I thought he was all right. I'm trying to pull up the names
Seems
right
like he
now.
should be higher up on the list. Fritz.
Fritz. Yes. Yeah, Fritz.
He's fine.
He's fine.
But he likes to go like sad sigh.
Yeah.
Very sad sigh.
It's like, okay. He has to speak out his reactions and emotions like that, which like it was funny the first couple times he did it, but he kept doing it over and over and over again. I'm just like, oh my god, stop. But okay. Then what was the one guy that didn't like Tyler? He kept thinking that
The one who reminds me of Randall.
Yes! Reminds me a lot of
Duncan.
Randall. Duncan, yes.
With his emotional support hamster or whatever it is.
Whatever that little creature is. Okay, so
Roto.
yeah. So now I'm starting to question the rules of the world now. How do you determine which monsters are humans and which ones are animals?
I mean, this is just like the Goofy and
The Goofy
Pluto
and Pluto
situation.
situation, yeah, which that's still very questionable, but we let it slide because we love those characters. But it's like
Yeah.
it's
because they've shown such a variety of monsters already. Like, where is the line?
yes, like
I don't know. I am confused.
right. They were able to get away with it in the first two movies because like there were no pets established in the
Yeah,
first
but
two
now
films.
there's pets.
And so like, where's the hierarchy of intelligence and stuff? Like I don't know. It's like
I don't know.
same thing with dinosaur, another Disney movie. There's some dinosaurs that can talk, and then there's some that act like animals. So I'm like, what?
Is this like a Wicked situation where they're like the capital letter animals are the intelligent ones that can talk, and then the regular ones are the lowercase animal? Like Bear with a capital B is an intelligent one that can talk, and then Bear with a... Have you read the Wicked book?
I haven't seen or
Okay, I
read
don't know if they
anything
touch on
Wicked.
it in the musical, but in the book, there's a thing about the intelligent animals, and it's like capitalized, like proper noun, animal name.
What?
If they're never mind.
What in the what? So I haven't seen anything Wicked. Just to let you know, I never seen the show. I never read the book. I didn't know there was a book
It's a little
too.
fucked.
It's a little
fine.
fucked. I mean, I'm gonna see it. Hopefully, I will see it one day because I love the Wizard of Oz. But like, what?
Yeah, never mind. We're getting off track.
Okay, and then the same thing with cars too. There's some cars that talk, and then there's some cars that are animals. Like, what? Okay. God.
There's too many questions.
Too many questions.
We're opening a can of worms. I think we need to close it back up.
Fine. All right, Duncan. He's annoying. Don't
Yeah,
like him.
He reminds me of Randall. They needed a Randall-like character, so they made Duncan.
But there's the thing. He's not even evil enough to be a Randall.
He
Like,
doesn't need to be evil. He just needs to be antagonistic to the main dude. Like, before we knew Randall was doing evil shit, he was kind of just like, oh, I want to be the top scarer against Sully.
right? But it's like,
They just wanted that vibe, I think,
I
without
guess.
having to be outright evil.
I guess, but I think the show would have been more interesting if he did end up being a villain because, like we said, there's
There's
nothing.
not really an antagonist.
There's no antagonist. There's no like really serious conflict in the show outside of the factory is in trouble
But
because it
only
doesn't sometimes, and it's like because like if they don't produce enough scares, won't be enough power in the city, or they'll get shut down by another company. You said
Fear Co.
Fear Co.
is the other one.
So that why are
Still using scream power.
okay? So there's another company that does the same thing. It's like okay.
Apparently.
Now
They filled out the monster world a little bit more. There's more monster cities that they told us the names of.
Which I guess I appreciated because like I guess there was like some questions with the first two movies that I wanted to know, like about if are there other universities, are there other factories or work stuff that the monsters do other than scaring. So it's like, I guess that's addressing it slightly, but it's just raising more questions for me. So maybe it was good that they didn't address that much in the world. Just let us not think about it. But like, Duncan's just... Okay, his whole thing is, oh, he's worried that Tyler's gonna take his job, and it's like he
Tyler's like, but I don't even want to be here. Chill.
Right, but he's just being so mean to him for no reason, and it's like, it made it seem like it was going to be setting up for something a little bit more, setting up a little bit more for Duncan becoming more of an antagonist than a villain. He could be the next Randall, but no, he just, they end up being friends by the end, or acquaintances, yeah.
Frenemies.
So it's like, that's just not interesting. I'm just like, well, missed opportunity. Then another one, the blue Mike Wazowski in the show.
Gary.
I kind of liked Gary. I would say that
it's fine, I guess.
The concept for his character is kind of lazy. It's like,
it super is
the blue version of Mike. Okay.
Yeah, and they have him show up for like one episode and like one clip of another one.
Oh yeah, he one episode and then he never comes back.
He's apparently been an antagonist to Mike for a long time because they have a rivalry that we've never heard of before.
Yes, where was he in the first two movies?
Yeah.
Okay, has he always been a scare? Has he always been a jokester? Like, I mean, the Candace always been a jokester because they just became a joke.
That just became a job just now, 2 days ago.
Right. So I'm like, what? Oh, I'm questioning.
There's a lot of questions, a lot of holes. We're poking them all.
Pow, pow, pow. But it's like, I mean, outside of the questioning his existence in this world, I did like him. I thought he was charismatic enough, and it had potential of being like a foil to Mike. And whenever they were doing the rivalry stuff, well, in that one episode that he was in, I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting, I guess. But like I said, that doesn't go anywhere either. And like, I thought he had a potential to be another antagonist in the show.
But no, alas.
Nope, he's just gone after that bowling episode.
Yeah, they show him like one other time. He's like, I did all my paperwork early.
Oh yeah, there's the running joke returns that Mike, you gotta do your paperwork.
Now he has to approve it because he's in charge.
Yeah, so great. I think it would have been really interesting if Duncan and Gary ended up teaming up, and becoming antagonists and trying to, I don't know, stop Tyler or like take over Monsters Inc. or something. Or maybe there could have been a subplot where Randall returns from the human world.
Because we know you can if you find a door that's open.
Yeah. And it's like, once again, it's very convenient, that they're popping in and out of random doors in this show. That still happens. So it's like he could easily just find a way. But no, Randall's just never coming back. But it's like, that could have been interesting if they brought Randall back and... teamed up with Gary and Duncan. Hey, maybe they could break dang, what's his name? Waternoose out of jail. Yes. Break Waternoose out of jail. Then they could, come up with evil plots. Like, I don't know. I mean, is it surface level villain stuff? Sure, but hey, it'll give the show a little more flavor. A little pizzazz. Like I said, there's just nothing happens. Yeah,
it's not compelling.
All that we're stuck with is Mift and Tyler, and it's like, I just don't care about Tyler. Like, they're trying really hard to make us care about this character. It's like, he's not like awful or anything. He's just a generic straight man. It's like, that's all he is. Yeah. Like the Miff team is more interesting than him. Just like, I don't know. Just like, it would just helped a lot if the show had a conflict. If you're gonna have a whole bunch of filler, have it just lead up to something.
It's just all filler. It really just is all filler.
Yeah. Even the adorable snowman thing, which I'm glad I saw, they brought him back. Because that was a plot point I was hoping they would address at some point. They do, and like... They find out that Waternoose wrongfully accused him of, what was he, eating kids or something? Or something like that. I don't know. And then he got banished.
It was really because he found out about the Scream Extractor. And he's going to ruin Waternoose's evil plans.
Right. So they they unbanish him, and then they rehire him to Monsters Inc., and he's selling snow cones at the Monsters Inc. So
And they don't show him again.
Again! He's in the damn factory and he doesn't come back. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Like,
anything
nothing
good?
Happens.
Yeah, anything positive? Anything we liked?
Nothing really sticks out as like, oh, that was really good.
I mean, the animation's still
fine.
pretty good. I mean, it's not. I don't think
not
it's on the
as
level
good.
as Monsters University.
Oh, definitely not.
No, because that's a cinematic movie that has more budget. And
Yeah.
I would say it's. Do you think it's slightly better than the Monsters Inc.? I don't know.
Just because of like the time it was made. But like, I don't know. I
Even-
thought some of the character designs were a little lazy.
Honestly, yes, because even with Val, like
She looks a lot like a character from Monsters University.
the
different
purple
color.
one,
Yeah.
yes. And then I would say Gary's just the blue Mike.
Yeah,
And-
it's like, and then they recycled a lot of characters from the first movie.
Yeah, so like I can't even say the monster designs are just as creative as the first two movies. They're not.
They're not.
They're scaled down a lot. Another thing that we were really hoping they would address. So I think a lot of people were hoping that this would happen in a sequel or a continuation of this. What happened to Boo?
Yeah, well, I don't think they'd gotten to that point yet. They're like in the in-between the door being put back together and
But
it hadn't happened yet.
But they put the door back together in the first movie.
Yeah, but that's like a year after Laugh Power becomes a thing.
Oh, wait. Oh, so this is a prequel to the
It's
end
like
of the...
in between the end of the first movie and like when they open the door.
Oh, it's a mid-quel.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
Mhm.
I thought
they
this
haven't
took
gotten there yet.
place after... Oh, what the fuck? So now we gotta wait another... If they do another season, I don't know if
I don't think people want another one. So
No.
we're never gonna get closure.
So, do you think there's still a possibility they'll do a Monsters Inc. 2?
No.
No, I don't think so either, especially after this. Like, I don't think it's getting that great reviews either. I think it's like in the 60s.
I mean, we're not giving it a great
Wait,
review.
no. I think it's in the 60s on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I don't hear anybody talking about this show.
Yeah, I didn't know about it at all.
And it's Monsters
Until
Inc.
You
And
told me about it, and you're like, we're gonna review it, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it.
you're like, what is
I'm
Monsters?
like, what is it?
Monsters at Work? They made a show?
Yeah, like, I had no idea.
But yeah, man, I'm just fairly disappointed. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go in with like any expectations, and still it managed to not meet my no expectations.
it still managed to be lower than your expectations. You've set the bar so low, and somehow
rolling on the ground.
and somehow it went underground.
Yeah, in a tunnel. Like Mift is underground.
Oh man, yeah, man, This is how you treat one of your classics of Pixar. This is the quality you're gonna give us. Like,
Yeah, Monsters Inc. didn't deserve this.
it didn't. And it's like, we weren't crazy about Monsters University, but it's like we felt like they put in more effort in that
for
than
sure.
this.
For sure.
Like, what were they doing? What were they thinking? It felt like an obligation because they needed
Monsters
content.
University at least fleshed out the main characters.
Yeah.
And this one's just like, it felt like everyone has a shtick, and like, they're just gonna do that thing the whole time.
Right.
And like, even when they have Sully in it, it's like, even I, James P. Sullivan, never did whatever thing, and that's like basically the only thing he ever says whenever he's talking to Tyler. Okay, refer to yourself in the third person, Sully. It's the only interaction we're gonna see with you.
Right. It's like, they talked about how he's like part of a legacy family with his father in Monster University. Like, still, they don't talk about his father. We never see his father. Like, wouldn't he be proud of Sully being the new owner of Monsters Inc.? Like, there's no talk with that. Like,
Yeah.
like that's something they could have talked about, or I don't know. You had 10 episodes
To do something.
and Monster
Yeah,
University
nothing.
in an hour and 40 minutes had more development than this. What are you doing? This literally felt like they were obligated to make this because they needed content for Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, like, after I got through 6 episodes, I'm like, I still have 4 more of these to watch. God.
This is very similar to how I feel about the MCU shows that we have so far. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about them ad nauseum, but like I know a lot of people are loving these shows mostly, but like it's been a struggle with those two, where it's like most of the episodes felt like filler until the last 2 or 3 episodes. Like, oh, now there's some substance. Like, this is becoming a pattern. I mean, other than Mandalorian. Mandalorian is great.
Oh, Mandalorian fantastic. We love Mandalorian.
Yeah. All these other shows, what the hell are you doing? I mean, I like What If. What If is good.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, man, we need to watch it. I mean, you haven't seen any of the Marvel shows.
No, I watched like half an episode of WandaVision, and it was giving me secondhand embarrassment, and I had to stop watching it.
And what if I told you the first half was the best part of that show?
Oh, shoot.
So it goes downhill after that. Other than, I mean, I'll say...
I've heard there's some good stuff in it, but it was making me secondhand embarrassed, and I could not deal with it. I had to turn it off. I'm like, I can't watch this happen right now.
I mean, this is not really a spoiler, but I mean, it was cool seeing Wanda be in the Scarlet Witch costume, because that's how everyone on the internet. But that was cool. And I actually liked the sitcom-y stuff. I know people were mixed on it, but I liked it. But yeah, you're saying, oh, secondhand embarrassment, I don't want to watch anymore. But, well, it goes downhill after that.
Sick.
So,
Love it.
but yeah,
Okay.
these shows on Disney Plus, man, they need to just get better. I haven't seen Hawkeye, just to let you know. As of this recording, I still haven't watched it because I just haven't been liking the show. So I'm like, I don't have an urge to be like, I need to watch this every week. I'm just gonna wait till all of them air.
Just binge them in one day.
Binge them in one day, because like, if I have to sit through a whole bunch of filler week after week, you're making me wait for more filler. I'm just no. Anyway. So yeah, that's how I feel about this show. It's another one where it's like a bunch of filler.
All filler.
And it's like, but the difference between this and the Marvel shows, at least they tried to have more of a payoff with the Marvel shows than this. I still didn't feel like I got anything by the time we got to
the end. It's like, wow, I wasted my time.
Yeah, it was
watching
just
10 episodes of this.
So predictable.
At least I knit while I did it, so like I got something done.
That's good. That's good. I actually was trying to pay attention, and I'm like, what?
I was just doing stock and knit. I don't have to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not trying to throw shade or anything, but it's like for me, trying to pay it, trying to actually get something out of the show, like me trying to sit, I'm just like, there's just nothing. There's nothing, and I could tell where the plot was gonna go by the end of the entire show. So I'm like, God. Yeah, anything else?
No. What's your rating on this?
You know what? I mean, now that we sat down and actually talked about it, it pains me to do this, but I got to. Monsters at Work is trash.
Trash.
It's trash.
Put it in the trash. We don't have to look at it anymore.
No, I don't want to watch this again. And as I said, I would rather watch Monsters University again than this. Yeah. This was just a waste of time. It was wasted potential. Yeah, this franchise didn't need it. Make Monsters Inc. 2. Like, I mean,
don't think they're gonna
they won't, but it's like, you need something to redeem this. Like, oh my God. So yeah, trash for you too.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Jesus. Never thought I would give a Monsters Inc.
Yeah, especially I love Monsters Inc. like the first movie so much.
Yeah.
We watched it like every other day in my house when I was a child. I dressed up as Sully for Halloween. Mm-hmm. I had a Boo doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not a good show.
Not a good show. But yeah, that's our thoughts on Monsters at Work. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys even watch this? Did you guys even know it existed?
You guys probably don't have to watch it. It's not good.
No. I mean, if we want to give a recommendation for the kids, it's harmless for kids to watch. There's nothing really insulting about the show. If you don't already love the first two movies, well, especially love the first film, I could see kids just sitting down and watching this and they'll be fine. But as far as the substance that we want from a Pixar film,
not there.
But yeah, comment below. Let us know if you guys watched the show, whatever, your thoughts. So yeah, we're done with that. We're done with Monsters Inc. Mm-hmm. Man, that hurt. That hurt to give it that rating.
Yeah, to say it's trash.
We
but
really wanted to like it.
Straight in the trash.
Yeah. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos we'll be doing. We have another Disney cast for you before the year is over. It's probably gonna be the last one of the year. Gonna be on Christmas. We're not gonna tell you what it is. It's gonna be a surprise, but it's gonna have a nice little Disney cast for you on Christmas. So tune in for that. But yeah, that's all we have for you Disney fans, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.